a possible shower in Brisbane, and it'll be cloudy in Adelaide. Mostly fine and sunny in the other capital cities. More news in an hour.
Alienation, drink, divorce, infidelity.
The foundations of country music were about to be rocked to the core.
All hell broke out in 1956 when America discovered Elvis.
Country music had to find a new sound to compete.
What they came up with was a new radio-friendly brand of country pop and became known as the Nashville sound.
Lost Highway at the special time of 10:10 tonight.
Lost Highway.
It's not a good strategy for doing science, and it's an even worse strategy for doing religion.
You're not going to find anything else out about human anatomy by thinking in that way.
Let's give our children some choice. Of course we would like to see it taught in schools.
On any given day, Tasmania's rugged coastline and inland wilderness can become the scene of a life and death struggle against the odds and against the elements.
He needs help quickly. There'll be no rescue for anyone.
Ambulance to carry 2 film crew to the hospital. They're severely sick.
These are the stories of the real-life water rats. Premieres 8 o'clock Tuesday.
Hannah Taylor, abducted from her home on the 2nd of April 1992.
She's head of the Unsolved Crime Unit.
We're all dying to know what your years of experience and razor-sharp minds have deduced.
Your flies are undone.
With a motley crew of ex-cops under her command.
I just want one case where we do things by the book.
And a prized Pratt for a supervisor.
You know what they say about all work and no play, Sandy?
This gal's got a lot on her plate.
Oh, shut up.
New Tricks, Sunday.
Alienation, drink, divorce, infidelity.
It's the story of country music on Lost Highway. Coming up next. Humanitarian.
Where did this strong sense of injustice come from?
Lawyer.
To be a barrister, no brilliance is required in the law.
And provocateur.
You and Kathy play strip croquet, is that right?
Oh dear.
Monday, meet Jeffrey Robertson.
Private Eye calls me an Australian who's had a bowel transplant.
And an inspiring story.
I don't want my disease to define who I am.
From an extraordinary woman.
When you say you've used this time to do the things you want to do, what does that mean?
Enough Rope, Monday 9:30, ABC.
Celebrating the 10th anniversary of an Australian music phenomenon, the Swoon Collection Gold Edition. A double CD of intensely beautiful music to make the earth stand still. Featuring classic swoons in new Australian recordings and never-before-released tracks to inspire and uplift. The Swoon Collection Gold Edition. Double CD available now from ABC shops, ABC centres, retailers and online.
Throughout the ages, Stonehenge has remained a mystery.
This must mean something very big.
Capturing the imagination and curiosity of people around the world.
These were really our direct ancestors.
Why was it built? And who built it?
No one today would accuse them of not being civilized.
Explore controversial new theories when leading-edge scientists attempt to unlock its secrets. On Compass, Stonehenge Rediscovered, 10:20 Sunday. Unconditional Love, coming soon.
Kathy Boland updating ABC News. Airline passengers are being advised to check their flight times, with fuel rationing at Sydney Airport causing delays of up to 2 hours for some flights. A quarter of the airport's fuel supply is unsafe to use because of a build-up of static charge. International airlines are being forced to alter flight routes out of Sydney. There have been no flight cancellations so far. An aerobatic pilot flying a vintage plane has died after the plane plummeted into the sea. The single-engine aircraft was performing stunts off Sydney's northern beaches. Witnesses say the plane appeared to be flying too low just prior to the accident. Police divers recovered the 54-year-old pilot's body this afternoon. He was the only person on board. The Prime Minister was confronted by angry protesters at a Liberal Party function in Adelaide today. The noisy crowd heckled Mr Howard on industrial relations and asylum seeker policy.
The Prime Minister got a heated reception when he arrived for a state Liberal Party meeting as protesters jostled with police. A 15-year-old boy was arrested and later released with a caution. The demonstrators from a range of interest groups showed their anger over the government's asylum seeker policy and the planned industrial relations changes.
Conditions and benchmarks that have been in place for over 100 years. They're under attack by these Liberals.
Inside, where the mood was far more welcoming, the Prime Minister was unapologetic for his government's policies.
And that unless we undertake further reforms, in 5 or 10 years' time when this council meets, you will not be able to look back on another decade or 5 or 10 years of strong economic growth.
Economic growth which the Prime Minister says is his legacy, not the Labor state government's.
But those strong economic conditions are overwhelmingly due to the performance of the national government.
But he saved his strongest criticisms for the man he calls Kim Beazley III and his party's track record.
And I can't think of one single new idea that the Labor Party has embraced in 9.5 years of opposition.
Mr Beazley wasn't available for interview today, a spokeswoman saying the opposition leader wouldn't dignify the Prime Minister's comments by responding. Hayden Cooper, ABC News, Adelaide.
Australian Federal Police have seized dozens of fake identity documents in raids on 2 Sydney properties. Police allege the passports and other documents are linked to an international crime syndicate. A 34-year-old Indonesian man appeared in court today. 3 other men were charged in relation to the matter earlier in the year. In the United States, residents on the Gulf of Mexico are bracing for a second onslaught from Hurricane Katrina. Up to 7 people died when the storm raged across southeast Florida. Boats were hurled onto rocks, light planes overturned, and a partially built highway overpass collapsed. More than 1 million homes and businesses were left without electricity, and residents faced further danger from severed power lines. Spring has come early to Australia's newest and largest nature refuge in Queensland's remote Channel Country. Winter rains have loosened the grip of the drought and produced a rare, colourful display.
It's a spectacular sight all too few people will ever witness. You'd never guess, looking at the Floriade underway in the Channel Country right now, that just 2 months ago this country southwest of Boulia was bone dry. With waterholes brimming, wildlife has returned in spectacular numbers. Hemmed between Gibbard Plains and the Georgina River to the east and the Simpson Desert to the west is the ephemeral Mulligan River, which this year was declared Australia's largest nature refuge. It's 215,000 hectares. That's more than 2,000 square kilometres. The refuge was created in a groundbreaking agreement between the land's owner, North Australian Pastoral Company, or NAPCO, and the Queensland Government. The company can still run cattle here, but in exchange for some land tax relief has agreed to make environmental improvements. Those include fencing off waterways like this date palm-fringed mound spring, a relic of the Afghan cameleers. And the palms are not the only clue that Afghan traders passed this way. The refuge protects several regional ecosystems not presently conserved. It's also home to several rare and threatened animals. Joanne Shoebridge, ABC News.
Now the national weather. Showers for Perth, a possible shower in Brisbane and cloudy in Adelaide. Mostly fine and sunny in the other capital cities. That's the news to now. Good night.
In a time of depression and war, a nation found hope on a brightly lit stage.
In an era of yearning dreams, Broadway offered an effervescent antidote to America's darkest days.
Songs that reflected their troubles, moments that offered relief, and personalities who became legends.
She was larger than life.
Broadway, the American musical, Sunday on ABC.
It's going to be a bit like McLeod's Daughters, a bunch of women trying to run a farm. No one really knows their strength until they have to deal with something. She really inspires us to do things, make something of our lives, because we look at her and what she's done.
It was as if she was trying to prove she could do it. And by gosh, she did it all right.
Australian Story, 8 o'clock Monday.
Wednesday, the entertainment keeps on coming.
There are celebrities galore here.
Starting at 8 with the new inventors, followed by Spicks and Specks.
There's about
Curiosity of people around the world.
These were really our direct ancestors.
Why was it built? And who built it?
No one today would accuse them of not being civilized.
Explore controversial new theories when leading-edge scientists attempt to unlock its secrets. On Compass, Stonehenge Rediscovered, 10:20 tonight.
This Father's Day, tickle Dad's fancy with the infectious Kerry O'Keefe Unplugged and Richard Glover's Funny Peculiar collection of comic songs, both on CD. Help him relax with the Classic 100 Piano Top 10. Take a surreal tour around Little Britain. And everyone can play At the Movie Show trivia game, exclusive to ABC shops and centres. All this and more in the Father's Day catalogue. ABC Shops, gifts so good you won't want to give them away.
It's not a good strategy for doing science, and it's an even worse strategy for doing religion.
You're not going to find anything else out about human anatomy by thinking in that way.
Let's give our children some choice. Of course we would like to see it taught in schools.
Good evening. A suicide bomb attack in southern Israel has injured at least 5 people, 2 of them critically. The explosion happened when the suicide bomber was stopped from boarding a bus in the city of Beersheba during the morning rush hour. The Palestinian Authority has condemned the bombing. Police in Bali are about to step up their campaign against illegal drugs. Partygoers on the holiday island will be subjected to random drug tests as part of a nationwide crackdown on gambling, drugs and prostitution. Australia supports the crackdown, but wants a reassurance there'll be appropriate checking of the tests and that those who test positive can appeal. A row has erupted over renewed calls for Muslim headscarves to be banned at state schools. Liberal backbencher Bronwyn Bishop says the scarves have become a symbol of a clash of cultures. However, state education authorities say they have no plans to do any such thing, and Muslim leaders have rejected the calls. Now let's take a look at the weather in the capital cities for tomorrow. Perth, showers. Adelaide, rain developing. Brisbane, cloudy. Melbourne, windy. Darwin and Hobart, mostly sunny. Sydney and Canberra, fine. And that's all from the ABC Newsroom this evening. Have a great night.
Someday, I'm going to build a plane that will be just like a bird.
It was a thing of dreams.
What I was fighting for.
A legendary flying machine.
It's a musician's airplane. You play with it.
Thursday.
Why can't all aircraft be Spitfires?
4 young men will vie to be part of history.
Very best of luck.
But only one will have the right stuff.
Very, 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 very exciting.
To be the Spitfire Ace.
It's decision time.
Spitfire Ace premieres 8:30 Thursday. On any given day, Tasmania's rugged coastline and inland wilderness can become the scene of a life and death struggle against the odds and against the elements.
He needs help quickly. There'll be no rescue for anyone.
Ambulance to carry 2 film crew to the hospital. They're severely sick.
These are the stories of the real-life water rats. Premieres 8 o'clock Tuesday. Humanitarian.
Where did this strong sense of injustice come from?
Lawyer.
To be a barrister, no brilliance is required in the law.
And provocateur.
You and Kathy play strip croquet, is that right?
Oh dear.
Monday, meet Jeffrey Robertson.
Private Eye calls me an Australian who's had a bowel transplant.
And an inspiring story.
I don't want my disease to define who I am.
From an extraordinary woman.
When you say you've used this time to do the things you want to do, what does that mean?
Enough Road, Monday 9:30, ABC.
Best mates since childhood. The only thing that could come between them is a woman.
She knows the rules can't stop us.
Stop talking like this, or I swear to God, you are dead man.
Make me say things.
A passionate love triangle with highly explosive consequences.
Not sold. I never was.
Canterbury Tales, 9:25 tonight. Next on ABC, tonight's Canterbury Tale is a gripping love triangle with explosive consequences.
It's kind of a bit like McLeod's daughters and a bunch of women trying to run a farm. No one really knows their strength until they have to deal with something. She really inspires us to do things, make something of our lives, because we look at her and what she's done.
It was as if she was trying to prove she could do it. And by gosh, she did it all right.
Australian Story, 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Ever wanted to fall off a stage?
That still look cool?
Let Spicks and Specs guide you through the pitfalls of show business.
He was there with his old undies and the elastic had gone.
More than a music quiz.
There's a bathroom on the right.
The informative Spicks and Specs, 8:30 Wednesday. Throughout the ages, Stonehenge has remained a mystery.
This must mean something very big.
Capturing the imagination and curiosity of people around the world.
These were really our direct ancestors.
Why was it built? And who built it?
No one today would accuse them of not being civilized.
Explore controversial new theories when leading-edge scientists attempt to unlock its secrets. On Compass, Stonehenge Rediscovered, 10:20 tonight. Throughout the ages, Stonehenge has remained a mystery. Why was it built and who built it? Stonehenge Rediscovered, next on Compass.
'Cause you had a bad day, you take everyone down, you sing the sad songs just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you wash and smile and you go around. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie, you're coming back down and you really don't mind.
Spoons, 9:25, Friday.
Celebrating the 10th anniversary of an Australian music phenomenon, the Swoon Collection Gold Edition. A double CD of intensely beautiful music to make the earth stand still. Featuring classic swoons in new Australian recordings and never-before-released tracks to inspire and uplift. The Swoon Collection Gold Edition. Double CD available now from ABC shops, ABC centres, retailers and online.
Big Brother is watching, and he's not your older sibling.
Over 6,000 cameras capture your every move.
Can video surveillance act as a counter-terrorism device? Plus, we unveil the mystery of Teotihuacan, Mexico City.
By 600, it was gone.
Who built it and why did it disappear?
They must have been built by giants.
Find out on Catalyst, 8 o'clock Thursday.
Degrees. Fine on Thursday and Friday, showers again on Saturday. That's all from the Adelaide newsroom for now. Good night.
Orchid
crows are jealous to the point of lunacy.
Miss Villiers was found dead yesterday morning.
Awesome orchids.
150 grand for a plant.
Smugglers.
Lillian Quidsworth has smuggled orchids.
Mysterious murders.
When did you last see your husband alive?
Barnaby and Scott must weed out the killer.
Strung him up to make it look like suicide? We have an orchid war on our hands.
Movie length.
He's a botanist, not a murderer.
Midsummer Murders, 7:30 Saturday.
On-road, off-road and driven down the drain.
I think it's fantastic.
Wednesday, which invention will be...
On the road to success.
The all-weather wheelchair? Whoopee! The water saver?
Is it easy to clean?
Or the pothole protector?
The theory and the idea, tremendous.
Tune in
Just for the pure idea of it.
to the New Inventors, 8 o'clock Wednesday.
Trachea's deviated to the left.
Pulse now 120.
So you're on her side then? Dr. Gibson deserves our support, don't you think?
Lisa McCune stars in NDA's next compelling storyline.
What's happened?
Mistakes have been made.
I don't think you can blame understaffing this time.
What?
But who's going to pay?
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
This is the drama that keeps getting better. NDA, 9:30 Thursday on ABC.
'Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing the sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie. You work with a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie. You're coming back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day. You had a bad day.
Spooks, 9:25 Friday.
All aboard.
Weather. A few showers for Sydney and Perth, evening showers in Adelaide, and it should be mainly fine elsewhere. That's the latest ABC News for now. Late Line is on at 10:25. Good night.
Monday night on ABC. At 8 o'clock on Australian Story, a catastrophic outback accident takes 8 young lives, shattering 2 communities. 25 years later, a sequel as unexpected as it is extraordinary. And at 8:30, from Olympic glory to England's Wembley, the Aussie builder that took on the world. What went wrong? That's Monday night on ABC.
Looks like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth.
I don't know what to believe. Yesterday she was a national treasure. Today she's an adulterous, scheming murderess.
Is it simply a cold serving of revenge?
Why didn't you tell the truth 40 years ago?
These deliciously devious investigators intend to find out.
Sometimes you make us so proud.
New Tricks, 8:30 Sunday on ABC.
Real-life water rats are go.
He needs help quickly.
He's extremely fatigued, seasick, almost in a state of panic.
The 5-metre swells are putting enormous strain on the tow line. Any miscalculation by the pilot could spell disaster.
A lot of issues to do with underwater escape training.
No worries, mate.
Would you go back for another go?
These are the stories of the real-life water rats, 8 o'clock Tuesday.
'Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing the sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie. You work with a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie. You're coming back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day. You had a bad day.
Spooks, 9:25 Friday.
So
So it's all a matter of principle.
That's principle, yeah.
It's not just about getting even.
It's the principle.
Ah, principle again.
It's not just about the money.
Is it doable?
Everything's doable, Mr. Stone. At a price.
They do it because they love the game.
Yes.
And each other.
I love you both.
You love us both.
Hustle, following Midsummer Murders, Saturday on ABC.
Make the most of Australia's open garden scheme with the latest essential guide to our magnificent open gardens. Featuring gardens throughout Australia, the guide has detailed information on opening times, how to get there, and what to expect when you arrive. And get the most out of your garden with hundreds of fantastic tips in the Garden Guru from ABC Radio's Phil Dudman. Open Garden Scheme Guidebook and the Garden Guru from ABC shops, ABC centres, bookstores and online.
Good morning, Frank Kelly with you, and welcome to ABC Radio National Breakfast. Time for the headlines now from the papers here and overseas. Well, I promised an action-packed morning.
ABC Radio National Breakfast with Fran Kelly on 729 AM.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
They talked about drinking and cheating and going to jail.
Eventually, I got involved in all those activities myself.
Saturday on Lost Highway, we meet the outsiders who have rejuvenated country by going beyond Nashville.
Made you want to get up and dance, baby.
Garth Brooks was soon second only to the Beatles.
Lost Highway, 10:10 Saturday on ABC.
Tonight, after the deluge, up to 1 million are homeless and 1,000 dead as a search continues for survivors of Hurricane Katrina.
You drag somebody in the rubble you grew up with. It's pretty tough.
And predictions it may take years, if not decades, for communities to recover.
Right now, the days seem awfully dark for those affected. I understand that. But I'm confident that with time, you get your life back in order, new communities will flourish, the great city of New Orleans will be back on its feet, and America will be a stronger place for it.
Good evening and welcome to Late Line. I'm Tony Jones. Despite considerable forewarning and time to prepare, New Orleans has been totally overwhelmed by the scale of the natural disaster that's befallen it. Its levees were no match for the flood. Its emergency services are no match for the aftermath. If any of us feel relatively immune from the destructive power of the natural world, consider the influenza deluge that faces this region if the rapidly mutating H5N1 virus, better known as bird flu, becomes easily transferable between humans. Late Line is preparing a special series on the gathering threat. Tonight we'll speak to one politician who's warning the regional preparations leave us threatened. The Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister Kevin Rudd. That's coming up. First, our other headlines. The government dismisses complaints from Telstra that its rural service obligations are unfair. Queensland's doctor death inquiry in disarray after the Supreme Court finds the commissioner was biased. And remembering Beslan on the first anniversary of the school siege tragedy. But first to the United States, where the devastating costs of Hurricane Katrina are still unfolding. Tonight, New Orleans, normally home to more than 1 million people, is under an evacuation order. There may be months before the city's population can return. President George W. Bush says the recovery may take years. He's called this one of America's worst natural disasters this century. Norman Hammond reports.
The hurricane is long gone. Its devastating impact is still sinking in. In New Orleans, by the thousands, they are making their way through the water any way they can. These are some of the poorest people in America. For days after reaching high ground, there has been no one to tell them where to go. No food, no water. Now, word that this city of more than 1 million people is being evacuated.
we're probably looking at 12 to 16 weeks before people can come in. And the other issue that's really concerning me is we have dead bodies in the water. And at some point in time, those dead bodies are going to start to create a serious disease issue.
New Orleans has paid the ultimate price for its tenuous location. A city below sea level, surrounded by water. The Mississippi River to the south, Lake Pontchartrain to the north. In the last few days, the levees it relies on to keep dry have broken. New Orleans, in effect sitting in a bowl, has filled up with water. And it has just kept coming, the water level rising until it meets the level of the lake. President George W. Bush flew over the devastation in Air Force One as he cut short his vacation and headed back to Washington. The recovery, he said, will take years from what could be America's worst natural disaster in a century.
Right now, the days seem awfully dark for those affected. I understand that. But I'm confident that with time, you get your life back in order, new communities will flourish, the great city of New Orleans will be back on its feet, and America will be a stronger place for it.
That seems hard to believe in New Orleans, where tens of thousands who sought refuge at the city's beleaguered Superdome were in the process of being moved hundreds of kilometers to another covered stadium in Houston, Texas. Finally, some help, but officials say nowhere near enough.
I've asked the president to give us all the resource possible today. We need his help today.